No one goes to Hank's for his spreadsheets. They go for a darn good pizza. Lately, though, the shop's been quiet, so Hank decides to bring back the $1 slice. He asks Copilot in Microsoft Excel to look at his sales and costs and help him see if he can afford it. Copilot shows Hank where the money's going and which little extras make the dollar slice work. Now Hank has a line out the door. Hank makes the pizza, Copilot handles the spreadsheets. Learn more at m365copilot.com/work.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
You really think you're the greatest luchador of all time, huh? What about El Santo, Blue Demon, Eddie Guerrero?
You keep my father's name out of your mouth.
It's the show that celebrates WWE. It's Gorilla Position.
Hello, you, and welcome to Gorilla Position.
I'm a champion!
Thank you very much for hitting the download button on this, your pro wrestling / sports entertainment podcast of pleasure. My name is James D'Lo, your host and your guide through the wonderful world of WWE. Thank you for tuning in to this episode 396 of the biggest and best WWE podcast in the UK. The show that takes you closer to the action, the adventure, and inside the stories that drive this fascinating art form. A new world champion was crowned, and his name is CM Punk. A world champ in the 2000s, the 2010s, and now the 2020s. The King has a crown once again. That was for you, King Kev. Today we'll be breaking down a hot Saturday night in Utah, plus a landscape shifting Monday Night Raw. Not quite sure about that, but we'll break it down regardless. Welcome one and all to GP. Remember, it's the 5th of November, 2025. Welcome along to this week's show. Hope you've enjoyed WWE over the last 7 days. We're here, as always, to break it down for you, but I am not alone. Of course I'm not. I've got my GP brothers in the house. First, he's a content creator, a podcaster, a WrestleManiac. Mekz is here. You all right, Mexicals? I love that. You waited for the track to finish before you piped up.
Well trained.
You are a profesh.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. How are you?
Well, I'm all right. However, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but as I was doing the intro there, I basically got a cold mid-sentence. I just started feeling ill mid-sentence. I started talking, and then halfway through the intro, I had a sore throat and a blocked nose. How does that happen mid-sentence?
I don't know, but we'll get you through today's episode.
Thank you, I appreciate that, and I'll try not to spread the germs. But I will spread the love to my next co-host. He's a rapper, a DJ, a podcast host, a WWE lifer in step for 2019. The man they call Skillit is here.
The best podcast in the world today, WWGP, the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
Jericho.
Yes, that's right.
Jericho. He has been in the news this week, which we'll talk about a little later on. Do you want to see him back in WWE?
Yeah, I do actually.
Interesting things to do with Jericho still?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's still got some legs in him, man.
I want to see him back. Where he fits in, I just don't know.
Okay. All right, well, we'll get to that. But not before we get to an email from Gary Saunders. Gary says, hello, you solid-ass cats.
Solid-ass cats.
I love this email. Just a quickie email about me and my daughter. Been a WWE fan since way back. I'm 42 now and remember recording pay-per-view events to watch the next day. And I went through all the Monday Night Wars. I was mostly a WCW fan watching on TNT. But my daughter just turned 13, nearly 14.
How does that work?
How does that work? Has she skipped a year?
Just that's something I would say.
She's just turned 13, nearly 14. So she skipped her 13th year, and now she's nearly 14 already. An age where I thought we wouldn't be as close, as she's now a teenager and they go off and do their own thing. But wrestling has brought us more close than ever. We stay up and watch all the live events. We watch Raw and SmackDowns together the next day. Something that, when I was her age, I always had to do alone because my parents had no interest. It's really lovely and something that we love to do together. I even took her to the recent shows in London and I've booked to go and see SmackDown at Wembley. I just want to say how wrestling has made us the best friends at a time when I thought we wouldn't spend much time together. Would love a shout out on the podcast. Gaz and Jazz.
Oh,
Gaz and Jazz.
I just say big up Gaz, because to have your daughter be involved in wrestling, or to have the love of wrestling, he's doing a good job as a father there.
I think
that's brilliant.
Well, I mean, questionable. I think that could be disputed. No, I'm joking.
That's a dream of mine. If I ever have kids, that's a dream of mine.
No, do you know what? I read that email from Gary and I was like, man, because Izzy, my eldest, is the same age. She's just turned 14. She will not watch wrestling with me. So Gary, you're doing a great job. And Gaz and Jazz, I mean, they feel like a tag team.
That's got mixed tag champs written all over it.
That's definitely
The mixed tag champs. Gaz and Jazz.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to read that out. Skills, how was your day today?
Oh, good, man. I put up a shed this morning.
You you put up a shed?
Yeah.
I thought you were working today.
Oh, no, I was. But, you find the time.
But you still had time to put up a shed. How did it go?
It went really well. I surprised myself, actually. I thought I was going to suck at it, but it was quite good.
Well, because we've heard stories about you mowing your lawn.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was
lawning his mow.
Lawning his mow.
Yeah. And that was actually all right as well, actually. But I just need to do it more. That's all.
But
Be more
didn't
consistent.
you cut through the cable or something?
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, the first day. Yeah, that's correct.
So skills and DIY to me just don't go together. I can't imagine you doing DIY.
That's the reason why I was never able to interview Johnny Gargano or Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, we'll save the jokes for the end.
This sounds like a little kind of short series on Instagram you should make, though. Skills doing DIY.
I think that's a great idea, because you know what? I struggle, so it'll be entertaining to watch. Me trying to figure out where the screws go and putting things together, and that's a good idea.
Oh,
Mekz.
so when you say you struggle, you are specifically talking about DIY.
Oh God, yeah.
I thought you meant just generally in life. Oh God, yeah. Lovely. So the shed is still standing?
It's still standing.
Oh yeah. Have you got it, Ben? Weirdly, we have that on the. Come on, quick. No. We did have Elton John for some reason on there.
I was hoping you have it.
You do have a mic, producer Ben, just to remind you.
Yeah, I don't have the jingle.
Yeah, okay. Always worth saying loudly and clearly in the microphone. Mekz, have you had a good day? I assume you haven't been doing DIY.
No, I haven't been doing DIY. I've actually been watching people do DIY, though.
What do you mean?
So I had some...
Have you been peering over Skillit garden fence?
No, I've had some builders in and stuff. So, I was just kind of orchestrating what they were doing before I came down here.
Awesome.
Oh, property tycoon Mekz.
Oh, not quite.
You're unbelievable.
He wears a suit when they come over.
Yeah.
$1 million man. Everybody has a price.
Everyone has a price. Right. Want to kick off the show as always by saying a huge thank you to WWE Slam by Tops, the premier destination to collect all your favourite WWE superstars and legends. What Skills?
We haven't asked you how your day. Why do you always just ignore yourself? How was your day, man?
Well, because that's fine. I've been in the office with producer Ben. Annabelle's not in the studio today, unfortunately. She's upstairs. She's working like a. I was going to say something offensive then.
Are you allowed to mention the good news? Oh, you don't want to talk about that in the pod?
Oh, what? Me being in the paper this week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can do if you want.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay, so me and a TV host, Will Best, have started up a new scripted kind of production company, if you like. So it's a kind of another wing of Starstruck. It's called Starstruck Originals, a new business entity where we'll be developing, scripted content, format TV, films, kicking off with my short film that I made earlier this year, which is now finally complete. We're going to do a screening on December 4th. So yeah, it is quite exciting.
Awesome. Well done,
And
James.
Amazing,
the papers picked it up, and the trade and the industry press picked it up this week. So
It's brilliant. It's a nice
Very
article already.
exciting.
It was really nice.
oh, thanks, Skills.
Well done.
I appreciate your support. Thank you. So, WWE Slam, collect new cards every week and trade with fans around the world on your quest to build the ultimate WWE digital collection. Join in-app challenges for your chance to win physical tops, WWE hobby boxes, graded cards, and more. Download WWE Slam now for free in the App Store or Google Play, and please do so using the link in the podcast description so we can find out how many of you are getting involved. Appreciate it. Right. Smackers, we just talk briefly, very, very briefly about SmackDown. I love the Halloween props in the entranceway, by the way. I love a themed show.
Yeah.
It was brilliant. Felt nice, felt old school. That themed aesthetic reminds me of Halloween Havoc and your Beach Blast
Beach Blast
from
and-
WCW.
and all the props. WWE used to love a prop. They used to do a lot of props in their stages.
They did.
Bash at the beach and all that stuff.
And WWE obviously went through a
Yes.
huge phase of doing themed
Definitely.
pay-per-views and stuff. But I just saw the entranceway to SmackDown. I was like, I like
Felt
that.
good, yeah.
It's tasty. US Open Challenge. I just wanted to mention it quickly. So Nathan Fraser, I think.
Yeah, but I thought about you when you showed up.
Well, yeah, I thought about me as well. And some listeners did. We got some tweets saying, thoughts and prayers to WWGP. Not only has Nathan Fraser come out for a match, but they've given him a live mic. Producer better like that. Way to silence an audience. People were geared up for the US challenge. Obviously, Dragunov came out. Nathan Fraser answered the challenge, and we were like, okay, cool. They're going to be a banger, obviously. And then Tommaso Ciampa came out a little while afterwards, and then Nathan was like, oh, you snooze, you lose. I came out before
Yeah,
you.
that was not good.
And then Tommaso Ciampa was like, oh, fine. And then he went back. So you kind of geared the audience up for a three-way or something.
Yeah.
And then Tommaso Ciampa just left. And then we ended up on the one-on-one match. So I felt like they had to win the crowd back because it was a bit of an odd start to that one. However, win the crowd back they did.
Yeah.
This was a banger.
Absolutely.
Bloody brilliant.
An absolutely bloody brilliant match. And to be fair, it did work out very nicely. They bookended it well because Tommaso Ciampa then attacked Nathan Fraser after the match. And then DIY and Fraxian were fighting backstage because of this. Dragunov separated the two, and then the sort of camera panned round and revealed Tama Tonga stood there eyeing up Dragunov's US title.
Yeah.
So potentially Tama Tonga next.
In line, yeah.
Next in line. But I mean, I cannot say enough. I mean, I was getting texts from mates saying, oh my God, have you seen that match on SmackDown? Like, it felt like a bit of a special thing.
As much as we criticize people's charisma on the mic and whatnot, you can't take away in today's wrestling in terms of the ilk of the generation of wrestlers that we have today. The in-ring work is just
crazy.
phenomenal. I think it's the best it's ever been since forever.
Yeah.
And he's one of them. Nathan Fraser, as much as he has a lot of work to do with his character and his in-ring promos and all that stuff, in-ring ability in that ring when the bell rings, he is an amazing top talent. And what a great match. Him and Dragunov killed it. Absolutely killed it.
Yeah, echo everything you said, really, Skills. It was a bit weird, I guess I agree with you, James, in terms of Ciampa coming out after Fraser, and Dragunov also said a little bit to Ciampa saying, oh, well, yeah, you were late, so Fraser this week. Whereas it's more of Dragunov's character to just say, like, both of you just come here sort of thing, let's have the triple threat match, which I think would have been awesome as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was very, very good as a match.
Yeah. And actually, if it was a triple threat and Nathan Fraser had somehow taken Tommaso Ciampa out, stopping him from getting the pin or whatever, that could have then built into
the tag team stuff that they're doing.
The tag team stuff they're doing anyway. But yeah, I mean, let's not complain about it because that was some solid ass wrestling.
Yeah, it was.
Some absolutely
Definitely.
solid ass wrestling. We've got an email here from Chris from California.
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 down
California
body.
dreams. Just let me lay here in the sun
until my dream is done.
We should sing more on Gorilla
I thought you were going to sing more. Of the
No,
theme
I don't
before,
know.
So I was looking forward to doing that.
California dreams.
Classic Tony, Jake, Tiffany. I can't remember the name of the Asian girl. What was it? Sly. Remember the Sly? Sly was one of them. Sly was like, ba-boom!
I don't remember it that well. I just remember
Producer
the
Ben,
theme
can we get the California Dreams cast up, please?
because that's why people tune into this show.
Absolutely. So it was Sly. It was Jake. I'm just joking. Let me stop. Ben?
So you got Sylvester,
Is that Sly? Yeah, that's Sly.
Tiffany,
Yep.
Antoine,
Oh, Antoine.
Samantha, Lorena, Jake, Jenny, Mark.
Was Lorena Asian?
No?
Okay. I think I remember who Lorena is.
Okay.
She's like Latino or something. Anyway.
Yeah.
We have gone down a wormhole here.
I apologize.
That's all right. So Chris from California emails. He says, hello, you solid ass cats.
Solid ass cats.
It's just dawned on me how ridiculous it is that we play that every email. I love Steve Austin so much. Did you, by the way, see the video of him on social media this week?
Yeah.
We reposted it and just sort of tweeted out, gentle reminder that Stone Cold Steve Austin is the greatest content creator of all time.
What was
He
his
was in a
content?
storm near his house in Nevada, and he decided to go out for a walk and open a beer and try and pour the beer into his mouth, and not one drop hit his mouth because it was blowing in the wind. It is absolutely hilarious.
That's actually genius.
It's actually, and then right at the end of the video, his cap blows off. And he's like, "Oh, motherfucker!" It's just so good. He gives no shits whatsoever,
No, he doesn't.
and I God love him for it. Anyway. And for that, I'll say it one more time. Hello, you solid ass cats.
Solid ass cats.
Greetings from across the pond. First time writing in. I've been a committed listener since the build to WrestleMania 40. Like many, I watched wrestling regularly as a kid during the Attitude Era, but I fell away after its end. But the Bloodline saga with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and the weekly breakdowns from the GP podcast brought me right back to regular viewership. I wanted to weigh in on James's suggestion in a previous episode that LA Knight needs his own Bret Hart. I'm just reading this out because we're obviously talking about SmackDown. Is LA Knight on SmackDown?
No.
He's on Raw, isn't he?
I was going to do the slow turn to Mekz, but you beat me to it.
I was waiting for you to link it up, but
Yeah. LA Knight's on Evolve. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're all over the place. For myself, it was all about The Rock and Stone Cold. And when it came around to following LA Knight because of the similar marketability, I always felt like he needed a feud with someone who could match his charisma, where it was less a case of face versus heel, but a choice of personal favorites, which is very like Rock and Stone Cold. While it seems like there could still be a case for Yeet versus Yeah, I think there was a missed opportunity between Knight and Jacob Fatu around the US title. This is why I'm reading it out, because it's about the US title. Fatu beat Knight for the title, then defended it in a mashup fatal four-way alongside Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. In my opinion, there was enough star power between Knight and Fatu to make it a full-blown rivalry in the same way Rock and Stone Cold did around the IC title. Whilst the US Open Challenge is now a full go, with Fatu returning from injury and Knight seemingly replaced in the heavyweight title picture, maybe a blood feud between the pair is just what they need to remind fans and Trips of how over these guys can be. Maybe a pissed off Knight was backstage talking to Nick Aldis about returning to SmackDown when he ran into Fatu, ending in an altercation that left Fatu injured, ? Whether we agree or disagree that Knight was mishandled on Raw, I think we all agree he's always felt more like a SmackDown superstar. See, that's why I read it here. A return there could do wonders for him, but also for the undisputed title picture that seems to be running stagnant with the Cody and Drew feud. Would love to know your thoughts. Cheers, Chris. So do you think effectively LA Knight and Jacob Fatu could be the next Rock and Stone Cold in terms of like a mid-card star power rivalry?
No. But I do think they will have a very interesting rivalry. If at the time where he mentioned, that could have been something special. Rock and comparing anyone to Rock and Austin for me is very hard for me to do.
But I love that comparison of like, it doesn't need to necessarily be all about heel versus face. Like sometimes it can be, look at these two really popular superstars, you know, proper superstars with brilliant personalities, and like, who is my favorite persona? So I do get what he's thinking there. And another option, I tweeted about him over the weekend after he was hilarious off camera on SmackDown, where he was doing like a handshake with one of the skeletons from the Halloween set. Solo Sikoa. I put on Twitter, like, one day he is going to be, like, he's got the comedy chops to do mega things, and one day I guarantee he will be like a beloved babyface. Yeah. Solo is someone I think a year down the line could be up there with doing like hilarious Rock-esque stuff. So much charisma. Alongside the likes of LA Knight.
Solo has, like Jimmy, his brother, Jimmy's charisma in terms of Jimmy and Jay. Like, he's definitely got that level of charisma. Jimmy may not get his day in the sun just because he's been a tag team for so long and this, that, and the other. Solo can, you know, harness that charisma. He's still got time. And yeah, they need to find what to do with him, because even now where they're very much putting the MFTs over and making them look strong, what is Solo doing amongst all of this sort of thing? So they do need to find a place for Solo back in the fold of things, I reckon. With LA Knight though, going back to Chris's email, I think at the time, as of WrestleMania last year, or earlier this year, sorry.
Yeah.
By then we already wanted LA Knight in the main event.
Yeah.
You know, as a fan base, people thought he has to take the next step up. So him losing that didn't really phase everyone. It was like, okay, he's got to take the next step up. Since he's moved to Raw, he's been a main eventer, at least on TV. So, yeah, I guess we do still need to find, from a Raw perspective, who that person could be for him. And it's not clear, I don't think, as to who it could be.
It's not clear, is it? But what is clear is that he's such an amazing talent. He's got so much charisma. I mean, you know, everyone compares him to Steve Austin and The Rock, but you're not as convinced, Skillit.
Never have been.
No,
but I do like him a lot. I do like him.
I just think
I think it's so hard to compare anyone to those two. Those two they were on another level, man. Another stratosphere.
No, I don't think he's like them. Like, I think he like maybe mimics the mannerisms.
No, he mimics them. Yeah, he definitely mimics them. Yeah,
but I don't think he's like them per se.
No,
like,
I don't. He's not like them.
but you're trying to say like he's. Are you trying to say he's like them?
No, I'm saying he mimics Austin.
Yeah.
But in terms of any comparison to Austin in any kind of positive light,
you're just saying he's not on that level.
Nah,
but
no way.
But the thing is, given the opportunity, could he be?
I mean,
no one looked at even Stunning Steve in WCW and predicted the star he would be. No one looked at the Ringmaster and predicted the star he would be.
I did with Stunning Steve.
Shut up.
Not with
Shut
Ringmaster.
Up, did you?
Not with Ringmaster. Not with Ringmaster, but Stunning Steve I did.
Okay.
100%.
What?
Yes.
When you were 8?
Yes.
You were like, he's the next Hogan.
No, oh, you mean like that? No, I didn't predict him to be like the next Hogan. No, not at all. But I knew he could be a big star. I knew how good he was. That's what I meant. I couldn't compare anyone to Hogan back then.
I just think LA Knight has something, and I think
he does.
Who his, you know, I reference Bret Hart because his rivalry with Steve Austin was so important in the rise of Austin. But who his Bret Hart could be, Chris's suggestion of Jacob Fatu, I think definitely there could be a really good story there. I think there could be a really good story with Solo Sikoa, who I think is another currently underused talent whose real persona hasn't been allowed to shine properly yet. I think a few weeks ago we said, there's little comedy elements that are coming through now, and he's feeling more of a natural performer. But they've got to kick it up a gear.
Yeah, no, 100%. And listen, I always say this. I think LA Knight could be the only thing that's stopping him from being that big star right now is him a heel turn. I think a heel turn will do wonders for LA Knight because he can talk off the mic, off the cuff, speak how he wants.
He does that now.
No, but it's different. It's a bit more controlled. He's a bit more like if you just as a heel, you could be a bit more freely on the mic.
He was a heel before.
Well, I'll tell you this, right? I do sort of agree with you, Skills, because like yes, I do feel like he is quite free. And he said in an interview with us, we put it on Instagram last week, I think. He said, "Yeah, me and the writers." It's an interesting relationship.
That's right.
He said, I'm better with bullet points. Tell me where to go and I'll go there. But, it's a lot of like, I might say this, I might say that. So you can see he does have a relative amount of freedom. However, I think if he was a heel, like you're suggesting, Skills, if he could go after the fans as well.
That's what I'm saying.
He could bring up some hilarious stuff. And it'll get to the point where the fans will just love it and eat it up.
I also feel, as a heel, he wouldn't have got rattled on the mic against CM Punk a few weeks back. When you had a promo with CM Punk and he forgot some of his lines and Punk was
a bit shaky.
He was a bit shaky. But as a heel, I think he can reverse all of that and give Punk back as good as he gets.
I'm just reminding you that this has happened. After they took away his Max Dupree persona and he came back as LA Knight and he was on SmackDown, he came back as a heel and he was doing all of this stuff you guys are saying and he got over as a babyface.
He got over.
And now he's a babyface.
No. He got over as a heel.
Well,
and
yeah,
then he became a babyface.
Yes,
he needs to become a heel again. That's the only way he's going to get over.
I do like. Okay, yeah, I'd sort of forgotten that, Mekz, but I do think he's at a different level now. He's had a couple of years now of like riding pretty high, and I think he needs something to take him to that next step. And I think part of that is maybe persona, or maybe a slight character shift. But the other part of it is this all important next opponent, away from the world title picture. And just something that he can get his teeth into.
I agree.
A proper story.
I like that idea. I guess my issue, which is WWE's issue, is that we've basically seen a fantastic non-title feud last year with Drew and CM Punk. And what did it do for Drew?
Yeah, exactly.
So we can do all of this to LA Knight, change him and everything like that, give him that opponent that we're looking for to really elevate him. But then, is the next step even guaranteed?
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting point. One thing I would say about Drew, and we'll talk about Drew in a sec, whilst I think the handling of him and the booking of him hasn't been particularly strong, and I know, Skills, you've got strong opinions on this, I do think, weirdly enough, I watched his entrance on Saturday night's main event, and I was like, he belongs. He belongs in the world title picture. He is a main event star for WWE.
Yeah.
So I think in that respect, whilst I think WWE have mildly dropped the ball with him, I do think the feud with Punk did wonders for him. I do think it made him take that step up.
Yeah, but then, the booking afterwards didn't kind of help.
Yeah. Okay. Well, talking to Drew, just the last thing on SmackDown I want to mention, the contract signing. I really liked this. I thought there were some great lines from Cody, saying we did follow similar paths. The difference was what did it? He said,
I left, you got fired.
Yeah, but he actually said,
he said, I
not got bored of WWE, but I
think he just basically said, I had the cojones to leave.
Yeah, but he actually said I'm sure he said when I got fed up of WWE, I had the balls to leave.
Yeah.
The difference was you were fired.
Yeah.
So I was quite surprised he said when I
got bored.
when I'd had enough of WWE. So I thought there were some really nice lines in this. It's just the details again, though, because I loved the thing backstage earlier on in the show where Drew and Nick were backstage, and Nick was like, "You're going to sign this, right?" He's like, "Yeah, you need to relax. Like, all looks good. Yeah, I'll sign it. No problem." And then in front of the live crowd, he's like, "I'm not signing that."
Yeah. and raise some good points.
Yeah,
why he's not
he said it's
it
completely weighted in Cody's favor because if Cody gets disqualified, he keeps the title. If he gets counted out, he keeps the title. Yada yada. So but this is the annoying thing I found about this segment. He requested for the contract to be changed and those rules be changed. So, i.e., if Cody gets counted out or disqualified, he loses the title.
Yeah.
Nick reluctantly agrees to this. Cody, says, "Yeah, do it." But then Drew signs the same contract that hasn't been changed. He's just put ink to paper that was the contract he refused to sign. So it's just like, it doesn't matter what's said verbally. What you've just signed is the old contract.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So I just thought that was a bit daft. Got a quick email here from Mark Ridpath. Mark Ridpath.
That's a great name. That's a wrestling name.
Do you think he's like a builder?
And that's his gimmick.
Well, and he
His gimmick is what? Ridpath?
No, build it.
But like he
build it.
Yeah, he's a builder from like 1995 WWF.
Ridpath. Oh my God, he's got the helmet. He's got the hard helmet on. He's got a hard hat on.
He's got a hat hard on.
Oh yeah.
But the reason I think he's a builder, this Mark Ridpath, is when he approaches a new build, he'll walk up the path and he'll be like, "Get rid of it. Get rid of the path." So poor.
I love it. That's amazing.
So poor. Anyway, he says, "Hello, you solid ass cats.
Solid ass cats.
I thought I would write in so you didn't have to read out another email from Luke." Oh, Luke, I'm so sorry. And do you know what? This week, I think for the first time in about a year, we didn't get an email from Luke.
Just scared him off.
Well, I hope I haven't upset you, Luke.
And we lost a subscriber as well.
Luke Parker, I think his name is. It was only a joke. We love receiving emails from everyone. It's just we get a lot from Luke. Anyway, is it just me, or are contract signings the worst, most pointless piece of storylines going? Surely you just let them do a decent promo together in the ring rather than make out they're signing a contract. It really takes me out at the moment. Do the contract signings in the GM's office and have a brawl backstage? That would be more believable. Anyhow, anywho, there's my 2 cents. Keep up the good work, you Rudy Poo candy asses.
I love that. Rudy Poo candy ass.
Mark Ridpath. This contract signing, it's funny, isn't it?
The contract signing stuff in general is a bit, they just use it whenever they want, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I had hoped with the TKO move, and then obviously we had that massive, what was it, Las Vegas, The Rock and Roman and Seth and Cody. The
kickoff event thing.
Yeah, I would have hoped, because we see this a lot in like New Japan, they do like a press conference type thing, which is not televised, but I guess you can record it and put some parts into the broadcast, where it's just more like a press conference between the two people that are on the main event or wherever they are on the card, and it just feels a bit more sports than a contract signing.
Well, it was interesting because I was watching this particular segment and I was like, would they ever go down the route of weigh-ins? But then I just thought you can't with pro wrestling.
Nah.
I remember in AEW, Cody Rhodes and Anthony Ogogo, they had a weigh-in segment.
I remember that.
It was horrible because the
good.
scale, they couldn't work out the scale that you like move along and then like it tips sort of thing.
Yeah.
They were doing that and it was wrong, and Big Show was like the officiant and then he couldn't work it out and it went to poo. The entire segment, like it was horrible.
Anthony Ogogo, old friend of the show.
Yeah, you were.
I interviewed him on like episode 11 of GP.
Back in the day. And I interviewed him in, where were we? Texas? No. He wasn't in Texas.
I don't know.
I think it was at the O2. It was at the O2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was at the O2 backstage. Yeah.
Very different from
Very
Texas.
different.
Easy to get those mixed up.
But good, very, very lovely guy.
Was it Japan or was it? No, it was Barnstable. It's a few presentation things. Like I think we might have an email about this later. I can't remember, but like the presentation of the show, like on Raw, it happens a lot. They don't seem they always announce a few matches, but then the main event is always made on the night.
Yeah.
So what did the GM have planned
beforehand?
They're about to go live to the world on a TV show. Have you got anything for the end of the show? Nah, let's just hope that something happens, and let's hope that something happens in the opening sec that will set up the main event. It's just a bit daft, isn't it? Yeah. Last thing I want to mention on Smackers, Kit Wilson.
Yeah.
It really stuck out like a sore thumb when the ring announcer announced that he was from Buckinghamshire.
Local lad.
An American saying Buckinghamshire. It doesn't sound very cool when you're a wrestler.
Did they say Buckinghamshire or Buckinghamshire?
They might have said Buckinghamshire, but which is even worse. And I'm loathed to steal your stuff, Skills, but I do have a random question.
Go ahead, brother.
Random question.
Thanks, I wasn't expecting that. So with Kit Wilson hailing from Buckinghamshire, it prompted this random question in my head. If you guys as wrestlers, could hail from any location in the world, where would it be? And when answering this, consider only the ring announcer saying it on the mic. So, like to me, there are some places that sound really cool when the ring announcer says it. So where would you come from? I have mine, and I've had mine since I was about 10.
Okay, go on. You have to go first.
Okay, mine is Cincinnati, Ohio.
Nice.
Because I just think it's so cool.
Yeah, that's
it's
really
got a
cool.
really nice ring to it. Cincinnati, Ohio. Brilliant.
Really cool. Yeah, that's really good.
Any from you, Skills? Barnstable.
London-wise, probably Canada Water.
Oh, Canada Water's quite good.
That's pretty good.
It sounds prestigious.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds Canadian.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay. Canada.
Canada Water, London.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Or leave off London.
Yeah,
Make it sound
Canada
more
Water.
intriguing.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Max?
I don't know where. Yeah, I don't know where I'd want to hail from, but I've always liked. It was Undertaker was Death Valley.
Death Valley was Undertaker.
Parts unknown.
Parts
Parts
unknown.
unknown.
Like Atlanta, Georgia. I quite like that. That
Yeah.
rolls off the
Yeah.
tongue quite nicely.
Yeah.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin's a good one.
What else? I'm trying to think of more states.
There's one.
Let's play the
there's one
states
that,
game.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
name every US state. Ben, can you rattle off some states?
All right.
In your own time.
California,
Yeah, bit obvious.
Texas,
Dallas. Austin,
Austin,
Texas.
Texas.
From Austin,
Austin,
Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
pretty
nice
good.
one.
Florida,
Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
Virginia,
Okay, keep going.
Massachusetts. I said that wrong.
Boston, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, yeah.
Alaska,
Yeah. Ooh, can't think of a wrestler from Alaska.
You do, all right.
Go on.
Michigan,
Michigan, yeah.
Detroit, Michigan, yeah.
Go this one. I like where the young bucks are from. Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Rancho
But
Cucamonga.
how do they pronounce it on the mic again?
Sorry, they say that. They say that.
Okay.
From Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, that's
it.
a good one.
Yeah.
So would that be yours?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Producer Ben, where would you want to hail from?
Leeds, England.
Leeds.
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 Absolutely horrendous. Anyway, I enjoyed that.
Good random question, by the way.
That was good.
Another email here before we get into Saturday night's main event from Davey Cook. Hello, you solid ass cats.
Solid ass cats.
Just a quick one regarding the Mania ticket prices or the prices in general. This goes hand in hand with the Dragon's Den indie pitch. So what we were discussing last week, we had a big conversation about it last week. If you haven't listened, go back. Use the money you're not spending on WWE tickets and go see your local indie. There is arguably some of the best British talent ever on the UK independent scene right now. There is so much choice with regards to the family-friendly Mega Slam through to the almost super indies of Progress, Rev Pro, and ICW. Most major cities have their own promotions. It's almost like the old territory days in the US. This is how we normalize wrestling again and properly stick it to those dragons. Their comments annoyed me for about a week. Old hat will show them. Keep up the amazing work. Day one-ish, Davey Boy Cook.
That's a great
email.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
email.
he's definitely right.
Go support your local indies. Because there are some, the old hat stuff. A year or so ago. Well, it was like last October. Me and my brother. Do you remember we took my stepdad to the show in Tunbridge Wells, and it was fun, but it was so it was your Butlins type, very very family friendly. Lots of young kids there, and it was great to see, but not my cup of tea when I'm 43.
Yeah.
But he's right about the level of talent, because you only need to look at as far as Drew, Finn, JD McDonough, Lyra. These are all people that have come out of, the UK or Ireland.
Exactly.
Will Ospreay over in AEW. Like, these are some of the best wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
And if you kind of break it down into demographic, you get, obviously, on an American product, a lot of people from United States, a lot of people from Canada. But after that, it's probably the UK that, the next bunch of people come from. So, yeah, got to start support from home.
Absolutely. And with the support from home, then gives talents opportunities to make it big in the US, as we've seen before. So yeah, I thought it was a great email from Davey. So Saturday night's main event, Salt Lake City, Utah, at the Delta Center, was broadcast on Peacock. We were wondering, usually on Saturday night's main events, we obviously watch it and other international markets watch it on YouTube. There's lots of adverts and you kind of skip through the holding page. But there were less adverts, which made me realize, okay, it's definitely not on CNBC. So, yeah, it was broadcast on Peacock in the US, YouTube around the world, on Sony Sports Network in India. So, I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I really like Saturday night's main events. 2 hours, banging shows.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good card. Cody Rhodes in the opening match defeated Drew McIntyre to retain the Undisputed WWE Championship. And obviously there was what we discussed. Had Rhodes been disqualified or counted out, he would have lost the title. So this match went 18:45. I thought this was a really good match. I was into it. It was good, solid wrestling, old school. I have to give my Irk of the Week segment in this match, though. Ref bumps. That ref bump was so poor. Like, basically, I think Cody ran into him, right? He ran into him and suddenly he's unconscious.
Dead.
It's like if someone runs into you, you probably wouldn't fall over. But if you did, you'd sort of shake it off and go, oh, ow, that hurt, and get back up. Like, if you're going to knock out a referee to the point where they're missing a whole heap of action, they've got to be knocked out.
Yeah.
They've got to take a move or something.
Yeah.
It really bothered me because it completely took me out of the moment because it was just very, very poorly executed.
I do think things like that, like ref bumps, or even like when somebody interferes and distracts the referee, I think they're so played out that they need to think of new innovative ways to get a distraction from the ref or something where the ref doesn't see something so someone's allowed to cheat. I just think the way they're doing it is so old school. We've been watching it since we were young.
Yeah.
All of us in this room knows the drill, and it's just not realistic. And I think things like that is what, as much as WWE or wrestling in general are still, very much popular show and a lot of people watch it. But I think for the neutrals who don't really watch it, and they see stuff like that, I think that's where it kind of takes them out of it a bit. You know what I mean? I think they need to change a lot of that.
I totally agree. And I think if we look back at the Bloodline storyline, as genius as so much of it was, I would say one of the irksome regularities of that was the bloody ref bumps in every Roman match. Triple H, I do feel, does follow this formula of ref gets knocked out and then this happens, and then ref miraculously wakes up at the perfect time, and it's just as you say, Skills, it's just a bit overdone.
It's overdone, man.
And when it's done badly, and especially if you're going for the more sports-like presentation that we were just talking about, just cut down that daft stuff.
I agree.
It's not needed.
Yeah.
Not needed.
If they're going to use it, few and far between. It shouldn't be like at least once on every show. Sort of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know the name, but I saw something on social media this week, and it made me think about the Drew Cody match. And they said this match was slightly better than their WrestlePalooza match. But if you look back over the last year, it's been now over a year actually, Drew, and this is just an opinion of someone on social, but I saw it getting a lot of traction, and it really made me think, wow, that's an interesting take. Drew has not been the same wrestler since Hell in a Cell.
Interesting.
By design?
Well, I mean, maybe if he's really subtly, playing that. But potentially, I mean, he said to me in that interview, he said it was a legitimate bump. It was a risk he was willing to take. I'm talking obviously about when he went to the Claymore, and he landed on the corner of the steps. Yeah. I just wonder physically if that match has taken its toll on Drew.
It probably has, to be honest. Like, those kind of matches are crazy. And doing spots like that is so... I mean, it's great to watch. It's a memorable spot, but it's so dangerous.
They truly put their all into
That's
that.
Definitely. And a corner bump. We've seen like Shawn Michaels took the corner bump on the coffin. that took him up 4 years.
By accident.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of. I'm not saying it's the same type of bump because obviously Drew kind of controlled his body in a way where he can land, but it's still dangerous, and I think it would affect something in your back or whatever, where you can't really move as good as you once.
But to the other part of that, I think I know what you're talking about, James. To the other part of that tweet, I think it's more, for me, he might just be dialing it back a bit, which is maybe wrong for a performer. You know, you shouldn't be doing that, or, you know, I shouldn't be accusing him of doing such. But like, if you're not being given anything to that level, why do I need to go out there and kill myself? You know,
that's a great point. And by the way, I don't think even if he was being given stuff to that level, I think dialing it back a bit is okay. Like he is getting on in years.
Yeah.
Like, and I think actually, and we talk about like, you know, Randy Orton and someone like that doesn't have to do an awful lot to tell a great story.
Yeah.
So I think that's perfectly acceptable in my view. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting take, and yeah, maybe it is that he's just dialing it back to 80%.
Yeah.
But I just thought also he could be pretty banged up.
Yeah.
It might not be a serious injury, but just
knackered. Your body's knackered.
knackered.
Yeah.
Absolutely
That's
knackered.
it. That's the word.
Jade Cargill defeated Tiffany Stratton to capture her first singles title, the WWE Women's Championship. Tiffy time is over.
Yeah.
Speaking of time, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. I wouldn't say squash.
Nah.
But
Dominance.
a dominant and decisive victory over Tiffany Stratton. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, me too.
Thought this was good.
Yeah.
Thought they told a good story, did a good job.
Yeah. They reached into, I guess, the bag that Jade Cargill was in during AEW, where that was pretty much squash in AEW.
Yeah.
But she definitely showed more here. It leans into the heel persona. It just works better for her. A lot of power moves. She gave her like 3 power bombs and then the Jaded to finish, which I thought was good.
Yeah.
Like that's what brings the decisive nature of it. Like you are not getting back up, sort of thing. So yeah, I think it was all done pretty well.
And what also I liked about it was, yes, Jade Cargill was really dominant. She was, you know, obviously going to win, but they played on Tiffany Stratton's knee injury.
Yeah.
They had her limping a bit, and obviously Jade targeted the knee. So yeah, it wasn't like Jade was 100% and that could be used as fuel in a rematch.
Definitely.
By the way, sorry, just going back to Cody and Drew, he didn't actually talk about the
end,
the decision, and the end, and Drew losing.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because did he need it? Did he need this big victory? We
I don't think so.
No?
No. I think Cody needs to go into Mania a strong, dominant champion, whoever he's going to face. I think Cody's the face of the company. There's no point giving it to Drew only for Drew to lose it before Mania. I think that's worse, if anything. So, as much as I would like to see Drew become the world champion, I just don't think Cody's the guy he should beat for it.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Mekz? You wanted to see a big Drew victory.
Yes, but not necessarily here, because I'm not all the way on the Saturday night main event train yet. I like it as a show, breezy, 2 hours and stuff, but I don't feel like they are making it feel big enough yet, which can be argued because obviously Punk picked up a title there. But yeah, I just feel like if they're gonna go with Drew, it needs to be at a bigger stage. I think the story probably needs to be a bit better. I'm not really convinced by the story itself. I'm just worried for Drew. A couple months ago, I said, tentatively, are they turning him into the new Ziggler? And I haven't seen any evidence to prove that I'm wrong right now. Like it keeps kind of going more and more down that lane, which I'm worried about.
Drew McIntyre, I thought he put out a tweet. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was fake. But I'm sure I saw a tweet with him. Basically, it was a picture of him shaking Triple H's hand and saying, I trusted Trips, trusting Trips, a few years ago, and I still do, to lead him into the evolution of this business or something. But now I can't find the tweet, so maybe that wasn't.
How long ago did you think this was?
Well, I only saw it today, so I thought it was a new thing. But
AI.
It's probably AI. Yeah. Anyway, forget that. Okay. So happy to see Jade as champ.
Absolutely. Right decision.
Yeah.
Dominant performance. Great performance. And this is where, as we all said, this is where her strengths lay. So stick to that. More that dominant type performance.
A slight little side note about Tiffy and Jade from SmackDown. I thought Tiffy kind of showed glimpses of what she can be as a babyface, even though it doesn't feel like a natural fit for her. Like, she came out at the start of the show, interrupted the broadcast and yelled at Jade to get out of here. And I was like, okay, this is quite cool. Yeah. I can buy into Tiffy as a babyface in this way. Jade came out on Smackers. I thought it was the follow-up was very much okay, but not brilliant given the beat down she'd given Tiffy the week before. And she sort of came out, she said she tasted her own blood when she got thrown into the steps, and that was was that the reason for the turn? I don't know. I felt like so much more could have been done. And then when it comes to Saturday night's main event, she sort of comes out smiling, and she's big smiles when she wins. And there's always the backstage photos with CM Punk and
AEW.
What an elite set of champions.
Yeah. So you've got Jade Cargill. I'm not going to mention CM Punk.
Yeah.
Ricky Saints.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Wait. Ethan Page.
Page now, yeah.
And Mariah May.
Yeah, Mariah May. Blake Monroe.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it?
All elite right there.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. There should be a faction.
It should be a faction.
And it should be called
The Elite.
All Elite.
That would be excellent.
Starting or growing your own business can be intimidating and lonely at times. Your to-do list may feel endless with new tasks, and lists can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything as a built-in business partner can be a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Gymshark, Rare Beauty, and Heinz, to brands just getting started. Shopify has hundreds of ready-to-use templates that can help you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand's style. And you can tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. And if people haven't heard about your brand, you can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
LinkedIn is pretty great at a lot of things, like helping you tap into the latest trends and insights in your field. We cannot stop your coworker from tapping her pencil. LinkedIn can help you find new jobs that align with your career goals. We cannot help you find the source of that weird smell in the office fridge. Ew. And while we can't stop your coworkers from bringing their hobbies into the office, LinkedIn can help you bring your career to the next level. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
So anything more to say about Jade? Like she was such a nasty heel beating down Tiffy, but then I sort of felt like even though she was very dominant and powerful against Tiffy in the Saturday Night's main event match, she doesn't feel like a heel, really?
Just to your point there, when she came out on the aisleway to then say, yeah, I'm not getting in the ring to fight you, it feels very muted. Like, I don't expect you to be the kind of tactical heel, like I'm going to kind of outdo you mentally.
She needs to be a monster.
Yes, yeah. I expected you to be the monster heel, so you're taking every fight that comes your way, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe because obviously the trope would then be Tiffany would leave standing tall, and then Jade wins at the pay-per-view, sort of thing. So maybe they didn't want Tiffany to have that kind of bit over someone they just turned as a heel.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we always say, it's the follow-up. It's what they do now that she's got the belt. How do they kind of let her eat through the division without, I guess, making everyone look super weak, sort of thing. And then, like we said last week, the money match is probably her and Bianca at WrestleMania. Yeah. So how do they keep her strong, interesting, dominant until then?
She's got to be a really nasty heel, though. She has to be one that even when she wins, she still attack the opponent after the match.
Well, I hope so. Like, that's the point. We need her to be...
like you said, Mekz, just take everybody out, and then Bianca responds to that.
She has to turn it up. Like, one of the things that it was nice to see, but again, they're going to smile. They're going to be happy when they win their first world championship in the WWE, of course. But then WWE doing a little bit on social, you know, with her family's reaction.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it because you're telling me she's a heel on TV. Like, so I don't want to see her daughter and her, you know, sharing hugs and kisses afterwards. And of course it is. We're human beings. But as a monster heel, like, I'm not trying to see that.
But I guess with her, it's a case of she felt that she wasn't respected, and now she wants to be. She has to do what she has to do to be respected.
Poppycock, man.
I'm with you. If could we all three of us want her to be a monster heel, so but I don't mind it. I don't mind the whole kind of realistic vibe with the heel turn as well. I think it's okay. It's just how they do it.
Every case is different. I think in some talents in certain stories you can go down that real ultra realistic route and see them with the families and all that nice behind the scenes stuff. But when you've just turned someone heel, you've just got to stick to your guns a bit. Like, it's so murky. The lines are so blurred now. You know, we see one thing on TV and then we instantly go to social and see something completely different.
Like, and I know this might take a bit more to orchestrate, and it's still one in the same, but even if it's something like she gets out the ring and kind of gives everyone of her family like just fist bumps as opposed to hugs and kisses, that might look more like, okay, her entourage, her people sort of thing, as opposed to just, like mummy's won the title. You see what I mean?
I hear it.
It's a little thing, but and that's totally on WWE. They're putting out that content, so yeah.
Jade should have pushed her kids in the face. Don't touch mummy anymore. Too good for you.
Turn heel on the family.
Go and live with Tiffy. Dominik Mysterio, IC champ, defeated Penta and Rusev. Brilliant triple threat.
Yeah, this was great.
I thought
Match of the
absolutely
night,
brilliant match. Oh, really?
I think
Match
so.
of the night. Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
12 minutes, 30 seconds. Really just... I say it every week, but Dominik Mysterio is just like, I look to him on Raw, and we'll talk about that segment with him and his dad, his stepdad. But he's just monster over. He's getting monster reactions now, and it's growing week on week.
Yeah,
Starboy. So like, who would have thought? Like, you know, when he first debuted, not when he first debuted with the blood peroxide hair. I mean, when he first debuted as an in-ring competitor, and you're like looking at him, you're like, oh, that's Rey Mysterio's son. That's great that he's in the ring, but I never really thought, this guy's gonna be the face of the company one day, or has the potential to be that. He's killing it, man. He's really smashing it, and he's really found his feet as a solo competitor now, coming out of Judgment Day and everything. He's really found his feet.
Oh, he's in a way outgrowing or potentially outgrown the Judgment Day.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, he on Raw, I was looking at him in that ridiculous cow print jacket and this new, was it the new tattoo?
Yeah, that's what
I think you mentioned
it
last week, Skills. So his new tattoo on his neck and his mullet and the gold, you know, dripping in gold. And he's a film star. I can imagine him as like a lead character in some kind of ultra cool, New Mexico set film or drama. Like, he's absolutely unbelievable.
I think I said on the socials a couple of weeks ago that he came in, like you said, when his re-debut, if you like, almost like bring your kid to work day sort of thing.
It's true.
With Rey Mysterio, just side by side, every segment, him and Rey. But now he's just his own man completely. Like,
it's funny you mentioned like his first match, like, because he had that incredible match with Seth Rollins at SummerSlam during pandemic. I interviewed him a couple of days after that. It was the Panny D, so it was over Zoom. But he was the sweetest, nicest boy. And he was just so grateful that everyone was being so kind about his first match and blah, blah, blah. And to look at him now, it's astonishing.
Even from when you said you'd done that to when we interviewed him with Liv, and you could see
last year.
The charisma, the aura oozing off him from then. Because now I know who I am. Like, it's
that's it. That's exactly it, man.
And he called you stirrer.
Yeah. He liked Mekz though. He liked it. He was smiling at Mekz a lot. But yeah, that is so true what Mekz is saying, because that's how you know that. And the fact that he incorporates his character outside in interviews as well. He doesn't break character really.
Yeah.
He still does. He still says that his dad's a deadbeat dad and all that. He's just brilliant, man. So brilliant.
Finally, Saturday night's main event, CM Punk defeated Jey Uso to capture the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. 21 minutes. Are you giving it a thumbs down?
Match sucked, but I'm happy that Punk's the champion.
Oh, that's
I
harsh.
think it's harsh to say it sucked.
Yeah, it's harsh.
It's very harsh.
I agree.
And when Jey Uso made the mistake, Punk kicked him in the head.
I noticed that. I was like, Jesus.
Whoa.
That was a bit mad.
I didn't think it sucked at all. No. I thought I do have to say, for the first half of that match, I said to myself, I think I can see why WWE has lost a bit of confidence in Jey Uso. He looked a bit sluggish, a bit slow. Commentators even said he's not firing on all cylinders. He's not coming out of the box like we sort of expected him to.
Yeah.
There was just some things going on where I thought he didn't seem sharp, is what I think I mean.
Which is
Skills is smiling.
It's a comment shared by a lot of people, and this is why people say, "Well, is this guy a main eventer?" You watch him, and it's like, is he actually? Because he is in name, and that's where you're positioning him. But
he's got the charisma, and the look, and the marketability, and the merch.
But in ring, that's the one questionable bit. Even when now, I think with the, we got hindsight, we look back and you see The Rock, and people will say The Rock wasn't never that great in ring, but the Rock was sharp.
Exactly.
With everything he'd done, with every movement, with every gesture, with every little bit, although it wasn't like, thrilling, an arsenal of offensive moves he had, like it was just very sharp and done, with a certain panache.
Yeah.
Like,
That's right.
I mean, Jey, he's 40. Like he's no spring chicken.
No.
And
doing those dives off the top rope is going to take a little toll on you. But I agree. I feel like it's just something about when he gets to that last part of the match, he just loses a bit of steam for me. Like he could, and obviously the yeeting and the energy that he brings into his entrance and walking into the ring and all that, it must take a bit, but he just doesn't. That final third act, I don't know, man.
Well, for me, weirdly, in this match, it was the first half of the match where I felt like he was struggling to get going, and then as the match picked up, it improved. Maybe after he got kicked in the head by Punk.
Yeah, maybe
when Punk was telling him off for ruining the
neck breaker.
The neck breaker. But yeah, I mean, listen, I enjoyed the match. I really enjoyed the Punk win, I have to say. Like, yeah, we were saying last week, the stage doesn't feel big enough. Oh, by the way, hilarious watching this show. I remember Triple H saying, we don't need these big sets anymore because we're selling so many tickets. Yeah. Massive old set. The huge Titantron, which took up half the arena.
But they tend to do that now when they haven't sold tickets. Apparently, SmackDown in Denver didn't do very well.
Right.
I think it done like 3,000 or 4,000 people, they said.
Oh, wow.
I think more people obviously went the following night, same building to Saturday Night Main Event. But yeah, we tend to see the massive Titrons when they're hiding seats. And apparently they moved a lot of people down that had like cheap seats all the way to the top. They moved them down so it's better for TV and stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah, and I they definitely didn't make a point of saying it was sold out.
Yeah.
They just said jam-packed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was a really good main event. Nothing that we predicted happened. We were thinking it would be a schmuzzy finish with the Vision getting involved. Nada. We thought maybe Jey Uso would turn to the dark side and cheat to win. Nada. It was just Punk hitting 2 GTS, well, about 9 GTSs during the match, but the old 2 in quick succession towards the end. And picked up the win. Lovely celebration. Post Malone all over the show, wasn't he?
Yeah. Love it.
I mean, I'm a big Post Malone fan. And did you see the video of him whispering in Punk's ears, like, you've been my favourite since I was a kid?
Amazing.
And then
Punk said, let me wear your hat.
Yeah. Cowboy
it's nice.
I'm going to...
Oh, hello.
I was thinking, who's that?
Yeah, sorry. I'm still here. Do you think... Because it feels like every time I watch a Punk match, he has to do the go to sleep twice. Do you think it's time to change your finisher if you have to do it twice?
It's a great question.
That's a brilliant
It's
question.
something I pondered this week. It's like, because that seems to, great question, Ben, because that seems to become a thing now. He first did it with Seth, I think, right?
Yeah.
When he did the 2, where they fall against the rope and then fall back on Punk's shoulders. And it's like, yeah, if you do have to do it twice, but then that's the problem with all these finishers. Every big match is packed with finishers.
Yeah.
And I feel like the rule of a match should always be, when you're booking it, it's like you struggle to hit your finisher. You're always going for your finisher, but they manage to avoid it or get out of it or slip away. And then when it finally gets hit, you win.
Yeah.
Because it's your finisher.
Yeah.
And you've knocked them out.
We need to protect finishers.
We need to protect finishers.
Yeah.
So it's a good point, producer Ben.
And I think especially now, CM Punk he's getting like the Jey Uso one where there was the first one that he didn't manage to quite pick up Jey Uso and they both fell over. Whether that was done by design or not, like for you to hit the GTS and then get down on one knee, waiting for him to bounce off the rope so he can fall on you, it's all getting a bit too much, Like if you bounce off the rope and then you just caught him and picked him up. But
it's the Cena problem, isn't it? It's like Cena's finishers always relied on his opponent doing certain things.
Yeah.
When they fell over, I thought that was lovely because it was done by design, because it then went very smoothly into the submission sequences. I thought that was, and I love bits like that in a match because it feels like a
real.
Exactly.
It feels scrappy
real.
and unpolished and
I don't mind the 2 finishes from Punk,
really?
I feel like he's
2 finisher skills over here.
was he 47? Punk. 47?
He's 80. He's 81.
Right. So it's like he's not, he ain't got that he won't have that strength anymore. That speed. But you used to pick him up in his younger age and that knee into the face. It's going to take a little while. It's going to take 2 of them.
He is 47.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Interesting.
They're just trying to figure out what.
I get you. Like, but I think he should then sell that a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm getting on a bit. These things don't come so naturally to me anymore.
He does sometimes. I know what you mean. He doesn't make it a big point, obviously. But there's some promos where he's like, I'm getting on. I ain't got much time left. So I think there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, across the board though, we definitely do need to protect finishers a bit more. Like if we're not going to win a match with it, then just leave it alone. Like T's doing it, and then we just don't make it happen.
100%. By the way, just so 2 other tiny little notes about Saturday night's main event. Why, when they do the old Howard Finkel, old school Madison Square Garden mic from the ceiling shtick, which I love, why are there 2 mics attached to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that.
Like, why are there 2 mics? Lillian only needs 1, and she's only ever using one of them. What's the second one for? It looks daft.
The national anthem. What? Before the show.
So she sings in one. It's very odd. If anyone knows,
it is weird.
If anyone knows the answer to that, let me know. And the other thing, I loved the spot in the Drew Cody match where Drew ran and essentially shoved Cody off the apron, who flew off the apron through the table.
Brilliant.
Skills. Who did that remind you of anything?
What, GP 150?
What, where you and Matt threw me off the
stage? Are you referring to? Okay, so it's a table with Brett and Diesel, or you speak about Sean and Owen? Who are you referring to? Sean and Owen. Yeah.
So at the D-Generation X pay-per-view,
yeah, brilliant.
It's an in your house, Mekz, so you wouldn't know anything about it.
Haven't seen it.
Unbelievable.
Owen knocks him off.
So it was December 97. So it was the month after the Montreal screw job. And Shawn Michaels had just defeated Ken Shamrock, right? At the D-Generation X in your house pay-per-view. And it was like a DQ finish. And you were like, oh, it's a bit of a flat ending. And then Shawn was celebrating on the apron. And then out of nowhere, like bolt of lightning, Owen Hart, who at the time everyone was desperate to become a bigger star because we all knew how incredible he was. He ran down, obviously getting revenge for his brother. He ran down, shoved Shawn. Shawn went flying off the apron through the table. Owen then jumped on him, started beating him down.
Beat him down. It looks
biting his nose.
Yeah, it was real.
Blood was coming out of his nose.
Real.
And then he just sort of disappeared and was like, oh my God, what is happening? That is real. Like, that has to be real.
WWE has so many
good.
chances where they could have propelled so many stars from one moment and then they just never capitalized it. Like R-Truth.
And if they'd capitalized, like, I don't want to bring this down here, and obviously you can't blame WWE, but if it's a sliding doors moment, isn't it? Because if they had built on that with Owen Hart, he wouldn't have been the Blue Blazer.
That's right.
And then if he wasn't the Blue Blazer,
if
he wasn't the Blue Blazer, he wouldn't have made that entrance.
It's so strange.
He would most likely still be here.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's sad.
A lot of the stuff I've watched back, I've always kind of wondered, like, how did Owen never win the world title?
Well, there's a handful of people, aren't there? That
Not everyone can, but like,
because that was never.
No. As in, sorry. There's a handful of people that we all say, like, who's the best to never win a world title? Owen is always in that conversation.
Yeah. Because Vince didn't see him. That was never his role. His role was to put over other people. That was his job. Unfortunately.
Shocking. But if anyone hasn't seen that, go back and watch the end of the DX in your house.
Thanks for reminding me that. I loved that more. I went crazy when I saw that.
It was mad. Crazy. I watched it live and I was like, oh my God, this.
And then he lost to Triple H at WrestleMania. And then that was the end of him.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Then he put him in the tag team with Jeff Jarrett. Then they put him in the Blue Blazer outfit.
Anyway. Clinton Davies emailed. He said, hello, you solid ass cats.
Solid ass cats.
If you read this out, it'll be my hat trick of emails on the show. Oh.
Hat trick.
Luke is fuming.
Yeah.
Luke is fuming.
Clinton is really flying under the radar here. I didn't even realize that. In regards to the recent pod, I was interested in your discussion around Saturday night's main event, and it's technically a glorified house show. I totally agree. I love the nostalgia and the callbacks, but I do feel that something memorable or game-changing should go down on one of these shows at some point. Even in the golden era, I should take a breath, shouldn't I? Even in the golden era and beyond, we did sometimes get the odd shock on major title change. Hogan losing to Andre in 88 and Shawn taking the IC title off Davey Boy in 92. I think Michael Cole actually referenced that on the show. At time of writing, we don't know how this latest event will pan out, but let's see. I mean, we got Jade was a new champ, and obviously the vacant title was crowned on Punk. It felt like this felt like probably the most important Saturday night's main event of the year, I would say, maybe.
Yeah.
In terms of being sort of incorporated into the main stories and
Anyway. It probably had the most kind of big stars on it, from the IC champion defending and the stars in that match. World title up for grabs.
Every match was a title match, wasn't it?
Two world title matches, in fact, in terms of both men's.
Lastly, the Mania ticket prices is a massive discussion in our WhatsApp groups. The house deposit prices for decent Mania tickets next year is madness. Just this week, I found my confirmation from my travel package price for Mania 35 in 2019. This was for hotel, lower bowl seats for Hall of Fame, Mania, Raw, SmackDown, access sessions, and travel passes around the city. Do you want to take a guess on the price? So this was what, 6 years ago?
Oh, 6 years ago.
All of that.
So that is essentially the kind of VIP. I mean, there's not meet and greets there, but an all-round package for all the shows, including access and travel passes around the city and hotel and really good seats for all the shows.
600 quid.
I would say 750 to 800.
It's really annoying in these games when you go lower than the actual price. So it sort of ruins the drama. 1,800.
Okay, that makes sense.
But compare that to, what was it, like 32,000 or something?
Yeah, like 30K.
Like in 6 years?
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's just ridiculous. Anyway, he says, I feel very lucky I got to experience Mania back then. Who knows if it'll happen again with these prices. That price is also worth it, as I briefly saw you, James, looking a little blurry-eyed in JFK departures for the flight home. I would have said hi, but I thought it best to leave a tired man to reflect on what an amazing week he'd had. Love the show, guys. Thanks to you all.
Oh, that was actually very sweet.
That's very sweet. You should have said hello, though, Clinton.
Yeah.
And I would have said, Clinton, in 6 years' time, I'm going to read out 3 emails on the trot from you.
You should say hi and chop him in the chest. James likes that.
I do, especially when I'm tired, heading back after a week doing WWE. I would have said to him, I've had a brilliant week. It's been amazing, but WrestleMania in MetLife Stadium was far too long.
7 odd hours, was it?
Yeah, 7 hours.
Oh wait, was that Ronda
women main
Rousey?
event.
Oh yeah,
Becky.
we were both there. Yeah, that was crazy.
That was mad.
That was terrible. No, it was a good Mania, but it was too long.
No, I don't think it was a great Mania.
Yeah, it probably wasn't. The highlight was Kofi Bryan. Kofi Bryan was the highlight. The whole
that was when we had like our Roman Reigns versus Drew, and I was like,
it was. Oh,
Roman had just returned from
leukemia.
leukemia.
Yes, that's right.
compare the Roman Drew we got there to what we got years later.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
absolutely mad.
I remember Kurt Angle's last match,
Baron
and
Corbin.
you know my brother's first ever wrestling show he's ever seen was that one. Was that Mania, and he saw Angle come out and he was so excited, and he turned around to his right and he turned around to his left and he's like, everybody's sleeping, man. What's everybody sleeping for? I was like, bro, it's like 7 hours long, bro. Everybody's tired.
That's mad.
He was so upset for Kurt.
Awful.
It was
awful.
Yeah.
Right, Monday Night Raw, first ever Raw in New Mexico. I thought that was pretty cool. The only cool thing about your state is a TV show that proved how much meth you take. What a promo from Becky
was
Lynch.
Brilliant. Yeah.
She's too good, man.
She cut a great promo.
Take some notes, Seth.
Oh, come on.
I just spoke to Trips.
If anyone hasn't been listening over the last few weeks, Skillit has got in his head that Trips is going to do to Seth, or Trips needs to do to Seth, what Vince did to Brett in the Wrestling with Shadows documentary. And just get rid of him.
I hate to get that on the shirt.
And send him packing down south.
One last thing, in fact, I will say from Saturday Night Main Event, it would have been nice if they could have orchestrated Seth Rollins on, just being pushed back by officials out of nowhere when CM Punk is holding up the title, just trying to comment at him like rabid, like, you're never going to win this title while I'm alive.
Yeah.
Like, whether they would have sent Seth or maybe even Becky, like, just sent some kind of image of him being irate at this, I think was missing from... It was just plain main event. Like, Punk just won with no issue. Really.
Yeah, I mean, it was spoken about on Raw. So I thought this was a nice, juicy, quite meaty episode of Raw. Actually, I thought it was all right. New champ Punk kicked off the show. New Mexico crowd was hot, by the way.
Yeah.
Really hot, which really, really helps. But Punk kicked off the show, and he did make reference to Seth, saying this time there was no snake in the grass, looking, with it, holding a briefcase. He then... He said, indulge me for a second, put his mic down and spun the championship around his head.
That was brilliant.
That was so good. So Logan Paul. So it was a nice promo from Punk. Did you enjoy this?
Yeah, I always like Punk's promos.
Yeah.
He's a natural on the mic. I feel like when Logan Paul came out, I wasn't convinced by Punk's. No, not this guy.
He was hamming it up a bit.
Yeah, it was a bit hammy. But everything else before then, Punk's flawless.
You see, I didn't mind that because I thought he was just getting over his frustration. Like, he was doing it in almost a comical way. No, when I'd said anyone, not this, no. So I didn't mind it too much.
I liked it, to be fair. I must say, I sometimes question, especially Punk, who's been very vocal about the WWE and all kinds of things, 2-Night Mania, 2 belts and everything. I always question, when these guys win the title, like at this point, when he's a 7-time world champion, what does this really mean to him? But coming out to that New Mexico crowd, it looked like this meant everything to him.
Yeah.
Like, he was really happy.
Yeah,
and,
he was.
Maybe it's the crowd picked him up and took him to a next level of happiness. Like, but yeah, he looks like this means a lot. Sort of thing.
So he's a 7-time world champion now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, big up Punk, man.
Just very quickly, I can't read out the whole thing because it's very long, but Rick from Manchester had sent an email and he just says, hello, you solid ass cats.
Solid ass cats.
And I just wanted to read out because he's sort of building on some points you were saying earlier, Skills. And just, he was saying, over the last few months, there's been a growing abundance of shenanigan-filled matches on week-to-week basis. It feels like every single match involves some kind of distraction, interference, ref bump, confusion, DQ, count-out, or some other nonsense. It's way too much. That's me being polite, calling it shenanigans. I prefer to call it bollocks. Even in the great US Open Challenge, they've had the majority of the matches tainted with overbooking. And he says a few things about Raw as well. So it's just, that is a general feeling that the shenanigans are being very much overplayed. And we did see it on Raw this week, as much as I enjoyed the show. But, so Logan Paul interrupted new World Heavyweight Champ CM Punk to stake his claim for a future title match. Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman come out. This was a fun opening segment. Logan essentially said, snooze, you lose. I was out here first, get to the back of the line. Paul Heyman said, you're not even in the line. You're in the line to join the line. So seemingly beef between Logan Paul and The Vision. The Vision end up beating down both of them, right?
Yep.
Punk and Logan Paul.
Well, they were beating up
Punk.
They shoved. No, they shoved Logan
shoved
outside,
Logan Paul,
beat up Punk, and then Logan went to make the save, and then they beat up Logan Paul.
And I did quite like that. You know, he left, but then he was like, oh, you know, he was in two minds whether or not to go back, and it wasn't necessarily about helping Punk. It was more about
standing tall himself.
My only issue with that is, I think he was kind of hoping the crowd would react as you would with anybody that's going to help your
I think the crowd did react somewhat.
Not in the way where it's like, oh, come on, yay! Like, because that's how much he's despised.
Well, he is, but okay. So, because I've seen a lot of messages today about people's frustrated reactions, even hearing Logan Paul's music play during Punk's first promo as champion.
Punk killed me when it hit, and he was like, "Who's that?"
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was funny.
They definitely shot that in a certain way, didn't they? It was definitely by design.
So good.
Listen, everyone knows my feelings on Logan Paul. I think he's brilliant. I think he's world class on the mic. I have to say, like, he's pretty flawless.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. World class on the mic.
He's
world class on the mic.
Let me jump in,
James. You got.
Let me jump in.
I can't let him get away with that one.
I'm not agreeing to say like he's a world class promo, but he is very confident in his delivery.
Yeah, he can cut a promo.
He's super confident in his delivery.
He can cut a promo, but he's not world class.
I wasn't even saying he can cut a promo though.
He can cut a promo.
I'm not saying he can't, but I'm not saying he's world class level of cutting promos.
Okay,
but I'm just saying his delivery, his cadence confidence on the mic. He's mad confident.
He oozes confidence, and in general, in his day-to-day life, how he is as a person, the reason why he's so successful in YouTube, he's a very confident person. But world class on the mic, James.
I
can't let you get away with this now.
Listen.
I've let you get away with the Kurt Angle one, which was asinine. but now you're saying he's world class on the mic. World class on the mic is The Rock, Stone Cold, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels is even world class on the mic. These are world class mic promo talents,
and none of them can hold a torch to Logan Paul. No, here's what I will say, and I will stand by this. I think if you put Logan Paul in there opposite Punk, which we're about to see, if you put Logan Paul in there opposite even Dwayne and John Cena, Logan could stand his ground. I'm not saying...
They had a promo recently, him and John Cena. I don't think he stood his ground against John Cena.
Well, that may not be the case, but...
Cena buried him, if anything. Cena told him
did
YouTube.
He?
Yeah. Cena destroyed him with the mic.
I think he's excellent.
Yeah,
okay.
And that's fair. And that's fair.
Okay.
You can think that.
Well, that's all I said.
But world class it's very...
Okay, so what was your initial reaction? So if we I'll tell you what, let's kind of bookend this, talk about the end of the show. It then turned into this tag team main event, CM Punk teaming with Jey Uso to take on Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. It ended in a double count out. So midway through the show, Uso and Punk ran into each other backstage. They had a bit of a face off. Punk's like, understand if we're not friends anymore after Saturday night's main event. But Jay said, I appreciate the fight. He didn't say better man won, but he sort of took it on the chin. Essentially,
Called him the best in the world.
He called him the best in the world, and he said, "But now they're coming after you, and so if you need help, you've got it." And so that set up the tag team main event. Ended up in a double count out. It was a wild brawl. And then when the Vision had the advantage, Logan Paul emerged, but then he ended up knocking out CM Punk with the brass knucks. And then it was a very cool way that the show went off the air. He then slowly handed the brass knucks to Paul Heyman. And before he did that, Paul Heyman said to the Bronze, "If he hits me, kill him."
Kill him. Yeah.
I loved that. But then Logan Paul took off the brass knucks and gave them to Heyman. And there was no hug. There was no holding up each other's hands as a faction, but it was more of an understanding.
Yeah.
There was a little smirk between
the show went off the air.
The two of them. But yeah, for me, I wanted, this is what I wanted Division to kind of be post Seth Rollins. Let's actually make this division of WWE, I guess it's almost like Nexus-ish. These are the next guys,
the next talents, yeah.
And Logan Paul, when everyone's kind of saying the kind of names that should be in this kind of young man's faction, Logan Paul didn't even come to mind. But I think he would be excellent in the Vision. But ultimately, we don't even know if he's actually joined or this is, like you're saying, just an understanding.
And he's knocked out Punk, so presumably we're going Logan Paul Punk for Punk's first title defense. But then where will that sit with Bron Breakker? Because earlier in the night, Bron Breakker was in a fairly decent promo by him in the opening segment. He was saying to Punk, "You're just holding on to what is rightfully mine. You're just keeping it warm for me."
Yeah.
So is it that they're going to be part of a faction, but there's going to be beef from the outset?
I don't know. I kind of agree with Mekz. If you're going to do Division, if you've got a concept called Division, I think Logan Paul should be involved in that because they've obviously got high hopes for him and big future plans for him. And so that makes sense. In terms of him jumping the queue before Bron Breakker for a title shot, I don't know if that sits well with me. I think it should be Breakker first. Would you not agree?
No. So I kind of rationalized by the point of CM Punk winning that, okay, CM Punk is probably going to be the guy to put over Bron Breakker.
Yes.
This is why maybe Punk's a better choice than Jey Uso.
Okay.
Bron Breakker probably, I don't know if he wins that title anytime soon. Royal Rumble maybe at the earliest.
Right.
But they'll probably feed him some opponents and then we'll get to Bron Breakker.
So I guess that was a truce at the end when he gave Heyman the brass knucks to be like, "Hey, listen, there's no hard feelings. Here you go, but I still want to have a little match with you."
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "You know what? You go for Punk first."
Yeah.
And does this all build and build and build to the point where, because if you think Bron Breakker was not the number one contender for Saturday night's main event because Paul Heyman said he shouldn't push it with Adam Pearce and force his way into the Battle Royal. So currently, Heyman is sort of saying, bide your time. If Logan Paul then steps up and he wants a title shot, is there a way that Paul Heyman sort of says to Bron Breakker, just chilly boots, your time is coming. Logan Paul, for yada, yada, yada reasons, should get this. And then we can bring the gold into the Vision or whatever. But then is there a way to build this where the fans are just clambering for Bron Breakker to break free from the Vision, take out Paul Heyman, or, stop listening to Paul Heyman and finally get his title match? Is that a way to build Bron Breakker into a super over babyface? Is this a really long-term plan by Trips?
I maybe they do want him to turn babyface to win it. Now that you say it makes sense because obviously if Seth Rollins didn't get injured, the story would have been for him to kind of overthrow Seth Rollins, and then which people would have cheered for.
It would have been the Evolution player.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe the plan is, like you're saying, is that he turns babyface before he wins the title. Yeah,
I can't get out of my head what you said a couple of weeks ago, which was he's not quite ready.
Yeah. He isn't.
He's brilliant and he's getting there, but promo wise, there's still a lot to do.
Yeah,
and they hear the dogs barking.
Yeah,
every week he comes out, they hear the dogs barking. So there might be some sort of they might want to turn him face eventually.
I found myself when I was watching Saturday Night Main Event one film I have seen, because I don't watch films, Matilda.
Oh, yeah.
Great film.
I love that film.
The original or the new one?
The original.
The original, I think it is.
Okay.
It's my girlfriend's favorite film.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's one Danny
loves
DeVito.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one. So you know when she's trying to prove to somebody that she can like tilt over the glass of water, and she's like, glass tip over, glass tip over.
Yeah.
I felt myself like waiting for your idea to happen at Saturday Night Main Event. I was literally watching the screen like, come on, Braun Breaker, come on.
Really,
Like,
right.
I wanted him to just come out here and just gas out
destroy
everything. Like if I can't win the title, none of you are winning the title.
Yeah.
And the more I think about your idea, I feel like this should have just kept happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, Punk's champion. We'll see.
Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez defeated Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella. Notable mainly for the backstage interaction afterwards between Nikki and Stephanie. And Nikki was like, I just want to apologize. I feel like I can't quite keep up with you girls. This next generation is so incredible. You know, I'm questioning everything. What am I doing here? I'm making bad decisions out there. I'm you know, I need to step up my game. Stephanie's lovely, and she's like, no, you know, don't worry, you're Nikki Bella. You're one of, you know, you paved the way for us. And Nikki gets visibly quite emotional and says, oh, that means so much to me, la la la. So is what's happening there? Is this something? It feels like something.
The question is, where do we mark on the calendar when's Nikki turning heel?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Because that's basically it. Because as soon as a babyface says, I can't quite keep up, things aren't working for me, their natural reaction is turn heel, and then things will start working for them. So, yeah, it's I don't know where it will be, but Stephanie versus Nikki will probably be a big match for the women's division based on Nikki's previous accolades. So, yeah, we've got that to look forward to sometime soon.
Because Victor has emailed and he said, again, like, we're running out of time, so I can't read out the whole thing, but basically he's questioning if Stephanie Vaquer needs a storyline. Like, he's saying amazing presence, 200%. However, you often talk about the importance of stories behind characters, and it seems like right now there isn't much of a story. She's crown jewel champion, she's women's champion, but currently they're just relying on her cool factor and the fact that she's great in the ring. But promo not 100% there, no real story. So is this Nikki Bella something potentially quite?
I think so.
Quite meaty.
Yeah, I think Nikki does. I think Nikki's best work has been a heel. I don't think I've ever really been invested in Nikki Bella as a face, if I'm honest. I remember her work as a heel more than as a face, so I think she'll do excellent work as a heel, especially now as a seasoned heel where she can talk about respect and how, you know, I've done this, I've done that, and I forgot who I was, and now I'm back, and, you know. So, yeah, stuff like that would be good.
To Victor's point, I watched this, and when Stephanie Vaquer was making her entrance, I was like, oh, awesome, what's my champion involved in today? And then Nikki made her entrance, and I was like, what is my champion involved in today?
You can look, but you can't touch.
And I was just like, why is she doing this?
You can't sing about the stars above.
Don't do this.
We should sing more on Gorilla Position.
Okay, well let's hope something meaty is there. IC champ, and we've talked about this, so we don't need to get into it really, but Dominik Mysterio declared himself king of the luchadors. This brought out Ray, who ended up hitting Dom with a 619. I thought, I mean, probably the best part of Smackers, Raw, this segment. There was something about it, like they came face to face, and even though they've had, I think, 2 pretty high profile matches, and they've had storylines in the past, the crowd was still chanting "Holy SHIT."
It's because Dominik's stock has gone up, man.
It has gone up hugely. And it made me really believe, because his stock, as you say, has gone up, there is still so much more he can do with his dad.
Absolutely.
And the fact that he said, you know, you saying you're the greatest luchador of all time, you're disrespecting, and then he rattled off a few people. He name dropped Eddie Guerrero.
Blue Demon, and Eddie Guerrero, yeah. And someone else at the top. I can't remember who else.
I can't remember who the first one was. But as soon as it was weird, I got quite, even though there was lots of kind of comedy vibes to this segment, I got a little bit emotional watching it, but just because of how the crowd reacted and also how Dom's face changed when Eddie's name was mentioned.
Yeah.
There's something so special about Eddie. And then obviously he did the killer line of "keep my dad's name out of your mouth," which is absolutely
That was
exceptional.
so good, man.
But just to me, the one I saw a big zip on the back of Ray's mask, and I just thought, if this had taken a real serious turn and Dom had unzipped the mask and pulled the mask off Ray's face, that would have become an unforgettable segment.
But that's going to happen.
Do you think that's going to happen?
It's not going to be on a segment. It's going to be for a match.
Yeah,
Hair versus
Hair versus mask,
mask.
the classic luchador
classic.
CMLL matches from back in the day.
Because Dom's hair is growing a lot.
Exactly. And this is all done by this. I feel this is something they've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it's finally going to happen. And that's the reason why Dom hasn't been able to beat Ray yet. Because this is the match they want him. When he finally does beat Ray, it's going to be so big that Ray will have to take his mask off.
It's probably his retirement angle,
Yeah,
isn't it?
100%.
Wow.
And this is the way to really put over Dom. Like, he's already over already, but you know what I mean.
I've got goosebumps.
Make him a bona fide star, baby.
It's a respect angle in Lucha
Lucha
Libre,
Libre
to
history,
lose
yeah.
your mask sort
Yeah.
of thing. So it's
Yeah.
like that would be a kind of perfect bookend to his career. Like he loses his mask in the WWE, shows his face, and that's Rey Mysterio done.
And he does so for his son.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know, they've got all the footage they can use as well. Some AAA footage they can use, all the legendary
WCW
footage,
stuff,
WCW
yeah.
footage, Eddie Guerrero footage
Eddie
back in the
Guerrero
day
footage,
when he took off his mask. Like there's so much stuff they can use, and it's going to be exciting when they finally do it. They might even do it in the stage. They might even do it in Mexico.
Well, I was thinking that.
They
I
might
mean,
do it in Mexico. I would rather do it in a WrestleMania. I
is-
prefer a WrestleMania. But
is there any, and it in a way feels fairly rushed for something so big. However, if they did it at the end of November at Survivor Series, it's a stadium show. It's in San Diego,
Yeah. Which is where they're from.
which is where they're from, where they live. And it's the 20th anniversary, not to the day, but it was November 2005. Or no, was it?
no, it's 2005, 13.
Was it 2005 or 2006?
When he passed.
When he
Yeah.
passed.
05, I think.
05.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is not to the day, but 20 years
Yeah,
since
yeah.
Eddie passed. So we could be seeing it as soon as end of November at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
San Diego. I mean, like
crazy.
It writes itself. isn't
that to me is the biscuit.
Yeah, that'd
Oh.
be amazing. They should get
Incredible.
Conan should come down. They should do something emotional with Conan, and then Dominic beats him up. I would love to see that.
it? Conan's around. With the AAA
He was in
stuff.
AAA. He did
Yeah.
the stuff in AAA. So.
Yeah. Wow, that could be so special. So special. Finally, just want to talk AJ Styles, Dragon Lee defeated Finn Balor and JD McDonough on Raw to retain their World Tag Team Championship. This, I felt like Smackers was quite meaty because...
Raw.
Why do I keep saying Smackers? I don't know.
You really enjoyed SmackDown this week, clearly.
But I didn't. I didn't really enjoy SmackDown.
I didn't.
I didn't, I promise. I don't like wrestling. Really good tag team match. Interesting, by the way, Punk in his promo put over people like Finn Balor and JD McDonough.
Yeah.
And saying, if I don't turn up on my best day against someone like JD, then we see a new champion. Like, how much can you put someone over?
He put over McDonough the other day. He was on commentary
Yeah,
as well.
he did.
Like, he's clearly liking what he sees from him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's incredible.
And
I mean,
McDonough's
rightly
great.
so.
He's incredible.
He's a brilliant talent. And obviously, Punk mentioned the likes of AJ Styles as well. He mentioned Dominik Mysterio, of course. But anyway, I thought this was a really good tag match. Sheamus was involved in the end because Judgment Day had hit him with a shillelagh the week before.
Yeah.
So Sheamus came up and I think cost them the match.
The spot where Finn Balor was just lying over the rope when AJ Styles went to hit the phenomenal forearm. I can't remember what put him there, but he was lying there for like a minute before AJ Styles hit the phenomenal forearm, and then I think he broke up the pin. Completely just dead to the world, but I can't remember what actually put him there.
Yeah. It's but I'm totally invested in AJ and Dragon Lee as a tag team.
Yeah, it's working now.
I thought this match was electric. It gives something new to AJ, and also it's a brilliant use of Dragon Lee, who's been floundering a bit.
And all you need to do, when you put two random talents together as a tag team, all you need to do is either have matching gear or matching colours.
Yeah.
And they had matching colours. And that's it. That's it for me. I'm sold. I'm sold to see them as tag team champions. So
That's all we need.
That's all we need.
That's all we need.
It's good to see.
Okay, very quick mention. Asuka, Kairi Sane, they defeated Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Why are you smiling?
You're not into this Asuka stuff, are you? It's fair. It's fine.
Not yet.
I kind of agree.
It's not convinced me.
No, I kind of agree.
We're still going back and forth with Bayley. So what happened in this match? I think did Bayley accidentally get hit by Lyra?
Yeah.
So that's going to cause problems.
And then Charlotte and
what happened with that?
Right. So the Kabuki Warriors surrounded Valkyria to kind of execute a possible post-match beatdown. However, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, the tag champs, ran down to chase away Asuka and Kairi Sane. But it was like...
They were like halfway down.
They were halfway down the aisle.
The
no lights had come on. So they were running in darkness down the aisle and the camera just cut to them. And then their music started playing. It was like producer Ben was in Gorilla. Just pressing all the wrong buttons.
Skillit random question.
Yeah, Charlotte. But that whole feud isn't. Part of me's thinking, is this leading to some sort of war games? Because we've got Charlotte and Alexa, and we've got Lyra and Bayley.
But you guys have sold me on what the war game should be. A few weeks ago, you both said it should be My Family Tree and the White Six.
Yeah.
And now I kind of want to see that.
Well, I want to see it only because it's slowly been bubbling. It would be very cool, very different, and it would give an opportunity to lower mid-card talents.
That's right.
To do something big on a PLE.
Yeah.
Whereas, but I guess they do a men's version and a women's version. So that will be I guess that's the women's.
Too much.
I kind of agree.
A shout out, by the way, to the White Six who visited. I saw a YouTube video on WWE's channel where they visited the kind of White Six Bray Wyatt horror experience at, I think it's Universal Studios. Yeah. But it's an emotional video because they're all, especially Eric Rowan,
tearing up.
Proper tearing up because he's like, this is so great, but it's so tragic that you can't see it. And
the thing is, he lost. I mean, obviously, Bo lost his brother, of course.
Yeah.
But for Eric, he lost two of his good friends.
Luke
Not only
Harper.
Bo,
Luke.
Luke
Well, they were talking about Luke. And actually, having said that, I realised Bo Dallas wasn't in the video. So
what's going on with him?
I don't know.
I hope he's all right.
It was him and Nikki Cross and Joe Gacy and
he hasn't been
Dexter
showing
Lumis.
up. He's doing a lot of vignettes, but he hasn't been physically at any of the wrestling shows recently.
Anyway, should we have some final thoughts?
Yeah.
Before we do,
Oh God, come on!
Can I ask a
Producer
question?
Ben's got to leave.
Oh, sorry, Ben.
Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, sorry. Is Jey Uso, in your opinion, a main eventer in the way Rikishi was a main eventer?
I think for me,
Good question.
That's a very good question.
Let's talk for an hour about it. Sorry, Ben.
You know what, Mekz? That's a brilliant question. For me, he's a bigger star than Rikishi.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
He's a bigger star. He's a much bigger merch shifter.
That's right.
He's obviously a lot cooler. I think he's less of a comedy act.
That's right.
But I do agree. I think there is something in that Rikishi had star power. He was very over, but he needed to be surrounded by a lot of other big stars to kind of keep him up there.
That's right.
He wasn't, in any way, he wasn't the guy.
Yeah.
And I think there is an element to his son that is similar, yeah.
I thought you guys would have a better memory of this than I
that's what I'm saying. It's a very good question. For me, though, Jay can hold his own better with bigger stars than Rikishi could have back then. Because Rikishi he had a match with The Rock one time. He had a match with Stone Cold.
Yeah.
And then he was in a 6-man Hell in a
Cell.
Yeah.
And that was it. And maybe a match. No, that was it.
Oh, he did
he had a match with Rikishi. No, with Kurt Angle. He had a match with Kurt Angle as well.
I would say he was involved in the main event scene for quite a while.
For a period, yeah.
But
I would say in 2000, yeah.
I think Jay is a cut above.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I'm still waiting for Rikishi to get involved, man.
What's going on with that,
There
man?
needs to be something like that.
That's true.
So we're not going to do any more, no jokes. We ain't got time because Ben's got to go.
We'll get through some quickly. So some final thoughts. Triple H declared that there was a new landscape in WWE starting on this week's Raw, which was about as convincing a landscape shift as Hulk Hogan returning as Mr. America. John Cena's announced that people who don't even work for WWE could compete in the Last Time Is Now tournament, presumably meaning some of Cena's most legendary opponents could make a return. And I, for one, can't wait to see the great Khali back in WWE. Chris Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens reunited in an ice hockey game this week, not because Jericho is returning to WWE, but because KO has missed being on the road with Sami Zayn so much, he had to find another best friend whose head he enjoyed kicking in. Terrible. Speaking of which, it's rumoured that Triple H missed Saturday night's main event last weekend because he was having a secret meeting with Chris Jericho in which he was attempting to persuade the former world champion to stay in AEW. Just very quickly, right? I know, we told some jokes last week. Yeah. People have actually been emailing in wrestling-related jokes. Simon Hutchinson, he says, here's an oven-ready classic for producer Ben. Well, that's not the appropriate thing, but anyway. He says, this is what the jingle you should make. Here comes the funny. So theme tune is Shane O'Mac's song with a one-word change, followed by a simple wrestling-related jokes. And then he sent some in. What do you call a wrestler who eats everyone's food?
Don't know.
Julius Greed.
Okay.
Awful.
Okay.
Oh, awful. Why couldn't this is excellent. Why couldn't the rubbish wrestler light their barbecue?
I'm not sure why.
Can't get no heat.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
No, they lost all their matches.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
What is a WWE chef's favourite move?
I don't know.
The souplex.
Okay.
This is a fairly odd one. What did the film reviewer say about a WWE movie? It was cinematic.
Cinematic.
This sounds like ChatGPT.
It's terrible.
It really does.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it, actually? Hutch, have you been using AI to do these jokes? Last one. I'm creating an origami WWE match. It's pay-per-view. Oh, God. Ash Furby emails. He said, what do you call a wrestler who always comes in second place?
Jey Uso.
the penultimate warrior.
That's actually really,
I thought that was a good one.
That's brilliant.
I thought that was a good one. Anyway, keep your jokes coming in. Mekz, where can people find you on the social?
WrestleManiac UK on TikTok, YouTube, X, and Instagram.
Skills?
Skillit World, SKILLIT World, and all social media platforms.
And you can follow me at James D'Lo on Instagram, but more importantly, follow the show at WWGP on Instagram, X, Facebook, and TikTok. Keep your emails coming in. Hello, you at WWGP.co.uk. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WWGP. Finally, it really helps out if you could rate and review GP wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you to producer Ben. This has been a Starstruck Media. Don't clap him. This has been a Starstruck Media production. We shall see you next week.
Gorilla position.
I'm a champ!